everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today you join me in my front room and we're going to go through some rigs. As you can see in front of you, I've got the Tronics Pro Rig Jig. I've had a few questions about glued rigs. So what I'm going to do with this, because the weather is absolutely terrible outside, and as you know, I can't fish. I've got 2 weeks now before my operation, so I thought I'd do this now. This video will probably come out after I have the operation, so I'll probably be recovering. But what I thought it was, I can take you through glued rigs and how I glue them using the Tronics Pro Rig Jig. This thing is a game changer for me because I do use glued rigs quite a lot. This allows me to do quite a few rigs at once, and it saves so much time, it does. As you can see, I've got it set up here, but we'll run you through step by step what you can do adjusting it, and then it make life a lot easier. It's not for everyone, you know, it's not cheap, but if you like your glued rigs, I can even do crimp rigs in it, but it just makes it so faster and easier, where sometimes it become quite laborious. But with this one you can do 10 rigs at once. So what I'll do is now I'll take you through the rig, how it adjusts and all that. Then I'll take you through how I process the rigs ready to go onto here for gluing, crimping, and so forth. Right, the Rig Jig itself, as you can see, it's fully extendable on both sides, and it's got relevant combs where your line gets fit through, and then it's got these dividers. This is where you can put your swivels and any beads either side of it. So you can have it set out, so when you glue in, you know for a fact that the diameter you want, if it's a 3-foot snud to a 2-foot snud, and so forth. You get spare ones which comes with it, and you get spare combs, and you've got adjustable brackets. As you can see, I've got it set out here now for, which will be going into next, because I'm making 3-foot glued rigs. So I've set it out for that. So what I've done is I just used a tape measure, measured out 7 foot, so that gives me my snuds in between and a little bit of fudge factor. But yeah, it's all fully adjustable, so you just have to turn that and it slides out, so you can adjust it with that. Same with that one. It's pretty versatile, to tell you the truth, and then that can slide out. You can go really long if you want to, or you can bring them all back in and use short rigs. Absolutely brilliant. As you can see on the ends, it's got springs where it keeps the rig under tension, because you need that for gluing, which we'll go through in a minute. And when you're crimping as well, you can have them under tension and you can just crimp along here. But as you can see, you can have 10 rigs going at once here and then just quickly glue them. And then if you want to adjust it, you just set it out further, in and out. Really good, versatile, and like you spoke about, it's so fast and easy using this. So that's the lowdown on it. Obviously how it works, you can bring it in and out. What we'll do is now I'll go on to how I get the rig body nut ready with the beads, swivels and all that, and then we'll go on to gluing and so forth. Right, so at this stage what I do, I mostly do this in the evenings when I'm watching TV with the wife. So what I do is I get my rig body. I've got 75 Zen on here. Very good for gluing. What I find is a lot of my friends are having issues because they were trying to glue fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon for some reason doesn't take glue, it always breaks. So I always go for a non-fluorocarbon line, and the Xenon is perfect for gluing. So what I do is then, I just sit down watching TV with the wife. I have a little bowl in and it's full of clear. I like small beads, I never use large beads, and if you see on my other rigs, I use the aero beads, which are fantastic. Don't go, you know, 3 or 4 mil beads, are too big. These are little tiny 1 mil and 2 mil beads, clear. So what I do in the evening, I've got my reading glasses on for it, if you notice. Getting old is terrible. So I put 1 bead on, then a swivel, then a bead, and then another bead. As you can see, and it can be quite laborious, but I sit there and watch TV and just thread them all up. So as you can see, I don't want to be here sitting for ages. As you can see, what I do is then I just thread the combination of bead, swivel, bead, bead, swivel, bead, all the way up, and I normally put as many as I require for making 10 rigs all the way up it. And in the evenings, you know, I can just do that ready for the next day to make them. I just do that then. I even given my daughters a few quid and they sit there and do it because they like playing with bracelet things and that, and it's very similar. So that's what I do in, and I have a big long line of them going down there. And what I simply do in, I just tie off, if I can find it, a quick link. I'd rather these two, if I go on in here, to those, because they can catch in dead line. These ones, when you clip your lead onto it, are very good. It doesn't catch through dead line if you're winding in. So that's what I've done now. I'm going to put all those on there and we go to the next stage now. So the stage we're at now, because I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes, obviously pretend now I've got loads of those made up. As you can see there, I've got my quick link, and then I've got my bead, swivel bead, swivel bead, swivel bead, swivel bead. So that would make one rig there. Normally I'd have a load slid up there then. So what you want to do now is measure your desired length of rig. How you want to do that, it's up to you. You can use a tape measure for ease, whatever you want to do. But what I got is, as you can see, I got the Rig Jig in front of me, so I know that's the perfect length I want. So what I can do is then I can just quickly measure it out. And what that allows you to do is get all your rigs in the same length. So I just simply measure it out. There. Get my snips, snip it, and then tie on my power swivel with the rig or the knot of your choice. And get your hook pull. I do recommend hook pulls, they're brilliant, man. You can use them for swivels and everything. Lube up your knot and pull down. Snip off a tag end. And always leave a little bit, about 2 or 3 mil for knot pull. So that's done then. As you can see, the rig body's done. You can just simply clip it up onto there, and that's ready to go. And then I do that with the process with all of them, because then all your rigs then are going to be identical size. So then you can work, so when you can just set up 10 ready on there for gluing, and that's what we'll go through in the next stage. As you can see at this stage now, I haven't put 10 on there. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 halfway across, because I did look at it, recorded it just now, but it got a bit confusing with too many rigs in it, so I've just gone for 5. As you can see, it equally spaces out the rigs through here. What I've done is I've set it up then, as you can see, with the glue dividers set for 3 foot. So I know then all my rigs are going to be identical. And what I'm going to do is now I'll zoom in quickly so you can see how I've got the bead set up on the glue-in dividers. After that then I'll take you through glue-in using the glue. This stuff is amazing, activator. You just spray it on it. It does stink a little bit, so try and open the windows, but then that sets it straight away. That's next level, that is. Saves you waiting about 4 or 5 hours for it to set. I can just spray all of it and it's good to go in, but we'll go through all that now. I'll zoom in quickly now to show you how I've got the beads and the swivel set out on the glue-in divider. As you can see, I've got it set up with the glue dividers. I've got a bead, swivel bead, and the swivel actually goes into the divider, so they're all perfect and everything will be identical. And you come down to this end, and as you can see then, there's the swivel under tension because you need it to be under tension. And then you've got the swivel trapped between the glue-in head, and then you're just ready for glue-in, and that's the stage we go on to next. As you can see now, what I've done is I've set it up with the beads there. What I like to do is I like to dip the cocktail stick into the glue, put a little dab there and a little dab there, and then move the bead in with the other side of the cocktail stick onto the glue. So that's what we're going to do now. As you can see, I've done these ones, so I'll do these two to show you now. So grab my glue, little tiny spot, don't go mad with it on the cocktail stick, little dab there, look, a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little dab just there. As you can see, the divider holds it nice. Turn the cocktail stick round and then just offer that up to the glue like so, and then you get the beads nicely fitted on there. Done. And then I'll repeat the process on the other one. Some people like to do the glue on the outside, but I like to do it on the inside. Same again there, there's a little dab there, you don't have to go excessive, and a little dab there, and then just offer up the bead like so, and then that's done. Quick and easy. Get your activator from Tronics, quick spray, and that's done. I do recommend opening the windows because it does stink. The wife kicks right off with it. So that one's done, and that's all you're doing is you repeat the process down the 3 of them. But with the activator, that's ready to go now within 5 minutes. And as you can see then, it's so simple and easy rather than crimping and that, if you like your glue rigs. But for me, as you can see, I can do 10 rigs at a time, really quick and easy. So what I'll do is now, we'll jump back and we'll have a look at the finished rigs. In this part now, I'm going to take you through crimping using it. As you can see, I've got an imp there, it comes up, and then I've got my 2-foot snud, I've got a crimp, spring, bead, cascade swivel, bead, crimp, and all the way up into my second one. This is going to be a distance bream, 2-foot snuds fluorocarbon with pop-ups, crimp there, aero beads again, swivel, and it comes up then to there. So what I'll do is now in this section I'll take you through how you use crimping using the Rig Jig. So what you can see I've done now is I've put the hook underneath the imp, and then I slide up the tension onto my crimp and onto the spring. I always try and use a crimping tool. It's much better and easier because you're not going to be putting too much pressure onto it. And just slide it up, take a little bit of the tension and crimp, and then that's done. Slide the other crimp down to the aero bead, new crimping tool, slide down, lightly crimp, and then that's done there. What you can do is then you simply just slide down your next hook, put it into it, and then you slide it up and repeat the process. And what I'll do is I'll move the camera up to that then. I'll come up to my second snud, just repeat the process again, get your crimping tool. That's why it's always good on here, because you can put it under pressure. Simply place that then on there and push up, take the tension and crimp, and that's done. On to the next one then. Lightly crimp, done. You can see how much easier it is on the Rig Jig, where you don't have to keep on hanging things up in the air. Much better, and all of a sudden, and it's done under nice pressure. So what we'll do is now we'll quickly look back at the rigs then. So that's how you've seen how I glued it. All the rigs are completed now, and you can see how fast and easy that is. Once you've got it all set up, it's much easier, and glued rigs are brilliant. You're not crimping anything, putting any weakness in your line. I've had double figure smooth out on glued rigs. They don't go once you do them correctly. But hopefully you've taken a lot out of this, how I glue all my rigs, and nice and easy using the Tronics Pro Jig Rig. But you can use whatever you want. But what I always say is why the Rig Jig is really good, because it keeps everything under tension, and when you glue in it you get a better glued when it's all under tension. But yeah, as you know, all my rigs which I make and show you on the channel will all now be in Showcast. If you jump onto the website, and the link will be in the description, all the glued rigs will be in there for your bream, your scad rigs. There'll also be just plain rig bodies in there. And the good thing is all the rigs are made by myself, as you see in this process now. These are going to have pop-ups on them, ready for the bream when they come. But yeah, I hope you got loads of hints and tips how I use glued rigs and how I do it. And showed you a much easier process of doing it. But yeah, hey, thank you very much for watching. If I don't see you on a beach, on a boat, or my front room, I'll see you on the channel. Enjoy your fishing, everyone.